Crypto Space is back with another Monad update for you guys, and obviously an update on the memes that we have in the ecosystem. Yes, I know meme coins, people are tired of them, but with a thriving new L1, not having any exposure to the ecosystem, in my opinion, is not like, a good decision, right? It's not a good decision because guess what? Even a few $100s in of exposure to the ecosystem, you have $300, you put $50 in each of these memes, you're potentially going to be making great profits the more successful Monad is. You could also use, this is also letting you use the chain and test it out and see if you like the chain, right? I've used it. Like I've said, when I'm making these videos, I'm using the chain, and if it's great, it's smooth, it's seamless, it's fast, and the community is great. The communities that are formed around Monad are great. It's like a true cult, like XRP, and see how the cult-like mentality for XRP got it to hundreds of billions in market cap, right? I think the same thing is playing out right here for Monad. The same thing with Solana, right? Just showed you guys in a previous video the CNBC TradFi institutional investors thinking Monad is a Solana killer. Solana killer meaning that it competes with Solana and gets to the same valuations that Solana has achieved, right? So in my opinion, 50 bill FDV to 100 bill FDV for Monad from here is very possible, right? For the year of 2026 and beyond, right? So a lot of people are looking for, maybe a 10x for Monad from here after, after the lows are under 2 cents, maybe you see a 20 cent Monad. But I don't think Monad goes to 20 cent and just retraces all the way back down. I think it consolidates around the 20 to 50 cent range when it gets to 20 cent. And then it makes another move up to 50 to 60 cent, to that $1 mark. That's what I think happens, right? And we're looking great here. So again, 100,000 Monad tokens is the way to go for me, in my opinion, right? Because that way it's not anything like super crazy or you're superly overinvested. So you have you're not going into debt for that. At least I don't hope you are, right? And that is $2,345. So you're not going into debt. You're managing your risk, but if you wait too long, not saying you should FOMO, but if you wait too long, obviously DCA. If you get any dips, you buy dips, right? But you don't wait too long to invest because 100,000 Monad was $1,850, just a few days ago, right? So crypto does not wait for you, right? You have to don't try to time the market. Time in the market is better than time in the market, and obviously if that's too steep, even 50,000 Monad tokens is a great way to go, because I think that $1 to $3 Monad price is inevitable, right? So obviously nothing is guaranteed, but it's Monad is set up so well to achieve at least $1. I think that's the case, right? So right now 50,000 Monad is $1,172, right? I think anywhere from that is the range. If obviously, the majority of people in this space, I don't think they have 50K to 100K or six figures to put into, these projects, right? So I'm looking at it from the average investor and what their portfolio would look like, right? So I think 50,000 to 100,000 Monad would be great. Doesn't make you go into debt, overinvest, and it's good risk management, right? Because that 50,000 Monad tokens becomes $50,000. That's an amazing blessing right there. That's a great investment, right? $1,173 becomes 50,000. That is a great investment, right? Potentially 100,000, 150,000, right? So Monad looking great here in the past week, up 27%. And we're going to be diving into Emonad once again. As you can see, like I said in previous videos, it's ranging. I don't know how long it's going to range for, but eventually it's going to break out of the range and start moving up, right? When I covered Emonad, I think it was around 300K market cap. So $300 could get you 1 million tokens, right? So now, again, see, this is why you play around, you have fun in the ecosystem, and you don't overinvest, because being profitable is very difficult in this space. But once once you're able to be profitable and continue to be so, this is how you compound gains and become, more and more successful, more and more financially stable, financially free in this space, right? From this space. So if you bought in around 300k market cap when I mentioned Emonad, you're already up 100%, right? So again, you see a potential move to 3 mil market cap for Emonad, 5 mil market cap, you take some profits, right? Obviously, that I don't think that's going to be the top, right? I think these memes are Monad, with Monad potentially making a 20x to 100x move from here. These memes are going to do a lot of damage, in my opinion, right? So I think you're going to see them get to 20 to 50 mil market cap, if not 100 to 500 mil. And there may be one or two that gets to billions. Which ones? I don't know. But this is why you just have exposure, little exposure to at least a good, 5 memes, right, in the ecosystem. At least a good 5 memes, just a little exposure to each of them. Nothing too crazy. Few $100 in, $200, and you let that ride, in my opinion, right? Take profits along the way. Let the moon bag ride. So you're up from $300 to $546 right now, and that's profit, right? You literally just became profitable in a market where Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else is just crapping the bed right now. Isn't that a great thing? That is a great thing. You are profitable in a market that is like designed this year to make you not profitable, right? So Emonad looking great. Let's take a look at the Twitter, take a look at any updates on the Twitter, like any funny memes or anything like that, see what they got going on. Merry Christmas, Emonads. Oh, that's cute. That's cool. Merry Christmas, by the way, making videos Christmas Day. Here I am doing that. Merry Christmas. The amount of emo-related derivative coins on the Monad blockchain is staggering. Some people get mad at this, but few understand that it's bullish, right? Just like the few understand bullish selling is bullish. Removing large holders early, billions will roll. So you see the Emonad team is targeting billions for this project. How am I to doubt them, right? I showed you guys in a recent video, if you go to the founder of Monad's page and you go through his replies, you're gonna see he made purchases on Emonad, right? Which is freaking crazy, right? So if he made purchases on Emonad, why wouldn't I also make purchases on Emonad? When the founder of a project makes purchases on Emonad, right? When the founder of Monad, the L1 that is so freaking bullish right now, makes purchases on Emonad, why wouldn't I do the same? You can see right here, James making purchases on Emonad. This is the Emonad chart that we're looking at, right? No ticker shown, no problem. They were running a spaces, right? The Emonad community was running a space, and then James in the replies showing them, hey, guess who just bought some? So James, the founder of Monad, got some exposure to Emonad. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but this is what I'm saying. James wants his ecosystem to thrive because he knows the more users that are onboarded to Monad, the more successful Monad is, right? So this is great from a founder to see, like supporting little small communities that are getting started off the ground and supporting them. That's great, man. That's very bullish. I love what I see here, man. So again, the entire Monad ecosystem started to get some volume. We're seeing green candles across the board. Emonad is one of them. I think hundreds of millions in market cap is possible, but obviously nothing is guaranteed, right? So what do? You take your initials when it's at a decent market cap. You're happy with your profits. You're like, okay, there's some good profits right here. I'm gonna take some profits, but don't sell your entire bag, because that moon bag, right? That's what we call it. When you don't sell your entire bag, just leaving an amount after you take some profits, and you just leave an amount after you take those profits that you don't sell, which you just hold that, right? Because you're thinking, well, this could go to zero or it could go to billions. That's what the moon bag is. And then if you're right in your conviction and your strategy, right? You had $1 million You had a million Emonad for 300 bucks. You took some profits, you know, maybe around 5 to 10 mil. And then you're left with maybe like, 600K Emonad. And then goes to a billion market cap from here. You make 600K, right? It goes to 100 mil market cap. You make 60K, right? And that's how you strategically trade, right? Never sell your entire bag in memes or projects. Never sell the entire bag, right? Never, because you never know how high these things can go. But yeah, Emonad is doing great here. As always, none of this is financial advice, guys. Like, subscribe. Monad looking bullish, man. The entire ecosystem is looking bullish. It's great to see, man. Really, really great to see. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.